My son is the obsessed compulsive gamer of the O.C.G, and I'm here playing more of the new patch of Lords of the Fallen. Probably gonna try out some new builds before settling on one. I'm actually kind of interested to try out some shit. Okay. I'm actually just trying to try out all the different builds so I can see the new attacks they added. They added a new type of attack that I haven't fucked with. Oh, that's really kind of cool. Yeah, fuck it, let's try out the spare. What are you talking about? This game, Lords of the Fallen? Or what game are you talking about? Yeah. Yeah, they're really big on spears. Trying to be some test something. Oh, that's kind of cool. Ages pass, distorting self-delusion into faith. With few obtaining the revelations they so desperately seek. It's a really great opening line, the whole speech. In a conflict between the divine, are mortals mere pawns? Maybe it's like whether the flesh of gods or death itself, all will be consumed. For she must feed. God never please give me if it doesn't need them. God never please give me if it doesn't need them. God never please give me if it doesn't need them. God never please give me if it doesn't need them. God never please give me if it doesn't need them. Fucking anxiety.
Let's do this weapon of deliverance to a worthier servant than I.
God never please give me if it doesn't need them. God never please give me fucking anxiety. God never please give me if it doesn't need them. God never please give me if it doesn't need them. God never please give me if it doesn't need them.
The metal for this crusader. You failed.
God never please give me if it doesn't need them. God never please give me if it doesn't need them. God never please give me if it doesn't need them. God never please give me. Fuck. Sorry. OC's being a whore. How you doing, Mary? God never please give me if it doesn't need them.
Lo, the latest receiver of his grace. Great potential dwells within you, doubtless, for you to be chosen thusly. And so does Aureus' wisdom guide my hand in the bestowment of this subsequent boon. Your flesh has been made sacrosanct with the mark of the Dark Crusaders. Prove yourself worthy of this gift. Seek me in the bowels of the breach. Our work is of the greatest import.
Oh, that's my bad. What are you playing, Fallout 76? I got a gaming you can play. It's called 69. Is it really? That sucks. I had really hoped it wouldn't be buggy. Even though they have definitely improved the game from launch. Fallout 76 at launch was fucking terrible. Ah, it sucks. My mom was devastated when he died. My mom loves Prince. Like, she loves his music so much. I mean, I like Prince too, just not as much as her.
I always wondered if there were others. You're probably thinking that lamp's just a tool to be used as you see fit. Take it lightly, and you'll find it's the other way around. Mark my words. I don't know who you are, and I don't care. But since it seems Adir has you marked, making you a bigger threat to the Rogar serves us both. I've defied the wills of gods and kings. If you know any kind of freedom, you'll do the same.
Oh, that's really cool. He's such a prolific actor. Not actor, I'm sorry. Prolific musician. Like, I think there's like a 15-year stretch where Prince had 14 albums. Yeah, no, he is really short. 5'4", 5'3", something like that. He's shorter than me. Well, I say that, but I'm actually about average height. I thought for a long time that I was short, but I really am about average. I'm 5'8". I thought for the longest time I was 5'7", but then I went to the doctor to get my physical a while back, and they took my height without me in my shoes. So, literally, you know what I mean? Like, no height boosting at all. I'm 5'8", so I always thought I was 5'7". My mom is pretty short as well. Actually, would have been a lot taller if I didn't have lordosis. My spine curves inward, makes me shorter. My sister's actually taller than I am. My twin sister. She's 5'9", 5'10". So my sister's actually pretty tall for a girl. He used to freak people out when we were kids that we were twins, because we're not identical twins, and a lot of people don't wrap their fucking head around the concept of fraternal twins. Like, you have no idea how many people I've talked to. Why you guys don't look identical? Like, yeah, we're not identical twins, dipshit. But she was like always taller than me, and when we were little, especially. I have a picture a while back when I was like 10. I'll show you to you sometime. And I'm like down to her waist because I had a really late growth spurt. So when we were kids, a lot of people didn't believe that we were twins. I don't really talk about her a whole lot. We're estranged. I haven't talked to her in like 3 years, 4 years. It's a long story. I'll explain to you one day, because I have a pretty good reason why we're estranged. I'm somebody who really believes in the virtue of family. So if I'm not talking to a family member, I have a good reason. But it's complicated and it would take a lot of time to explain. Besides the fact that I don't like, also I just don't like airing out my personal business. Yeah, they're definitely your daughters. For the video you showed me, they fucking look like they were just straight up cloned from you. Oh yeah, what do they do? God. It's kind of insane how prolific that has become now. Spit on that thing! People are like, I don't know why. You know, I don't know why that became a thing. You can't really control what becomes a meme, you know? Not to mention the fact, you know, a key component of that is, like I said, there's so much anti-male sentiment these days that I think a lot of men were just, like, happy to have somebody who is a chick who wasn't shit-talking men. I think that's part of what happened. And people get, like, upset at her. Haley Welch is her name. Because they're like, oh my god, go away. And it's like, she was given a super opportunity and she's trying to make the most of it. And, like, I would be too. Like, she's got her own talk show now, Talk to Her, which I actually think is actually a pretty funny pun. She's, you know, going to events. You know what I mean? Like, doing all this stuff. And everybody's like, oh my god, I'm so tired of her. Well, you know, honestly, like I said, she's given a rare opportunity. Like, I would try to make the most of it too if I was in her shoes. I think anybody would be. And then people are just like, yeah, she's getting known for talking about sucking a dick. Okay, yeah, there's tons of people who get known for stupid shit. There's a chick who is famous for sitting on a toilet. Haha, Jesus got him. Is that really any sillier than that? No? She went from being a nobody that nobody knew to having fucking worldwide attention on her. Like I said, if I was in her shoes, I'd be trying to make the most of it too. And she seems to actually be a pretty cool person. She seems humble. She seems relatable. She doesn't she didn't get the false impression that her shit doesn't stink, which a lot of people that get famous, they get a touch of fame and it goes to their head. She didn't do OnlyFans, which a lot of people were telling her to do, you know, instead of doing that, easy money, selling her body. She's fucking trying to do a talk show, talking to people. You know, she takes selfies without makeup, so, you know, she seems humble and all that, you know, so I don't really, you know, I don't really have any ill will against her.
You carry the lamp long enough, and you'll see history repeat, over and over. If you don't want to keep retreading the same ground yourself should you fall, make use of this. I've given you more umbral guidance than I ever had. From now on, find your own way, and stay out of mine. I've given from now on...
Okay, just making sure I heard all this dialogue. And, you know, on top of which, of all the things she could be known for, it's really not the worst. You know, it's not like she's like Bad Baby, where she's literally... She will forever go down in history as being a... Catch me outside! How about now? So it's far from the fucking worst thing she could be known for. Also, I think a lot of the time people just kind of forget that the person they're talking about is a person, you know? They just see like a meme or whatever, and it's like, you know, some of you need to remember that it is a fucking person. Even if you don't like them, even if you're tired of them, or yada yada fucking yada, they're still a human being. And I'm not talking about that in regards to sharing the meme. Sharing the meme is one thing. But people like personally attack her, and that's where they cross the line. You can say, "Oh, I'm tired of the meme," but like when people start personally attacking, then it gets bad. You know what I mean? Because I can understand being tired of a meme. Because usually with memes, they become a thing, and then everybody's doing them. You see it everywhere you fucking look. I can totally understand being like, "Oh God, I'm tired of seeing this fucking meme." But you know, then they take it a step further, and they start attacking the person behind the meme, and it's like, she doesn't even have anything to do with it. I mean, yeah, she's trying to make the most out of it, but she didn't make herself a fucking meme. It's not like that's what she wanted. She's just trying to make the most of the situation that was given to her, but that situation wasn't of her design. A guy randomly fucking pulled up to her and asked her a question, and she gave a response, and she was drunk in the video, so she wasn't even, like, trying to be funny. You know, she said stupid shit while she was drunk. So many people have said stupid shit while they're drunk.
Oh, holy Aureus, by your radiance grant me the strength to continue to endure these dark days, to lay bare the path to salvation for my wayward brothers and sisters, so we may walk it together, and to strike down all those who would see our will defied. Even as our suffering continued, I honor.
Yeah, exactly. If she hadn't been drunk, she probably wouldn't have said that. She probably would have said some PC answer.
And yet you now appear before me, a stranger, bearing what was not yours to receive. A betrayal made flesh, and one I cannot brook.
You know, sometimes Sometimes you're just at the right place at the right time, you know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. Which I've all too often had be the case in my life. You know, and ultimately, like I said, people just have to be more aware of others, you know? That's the problem with modern society. Nobody, you know, nobody thinks about what it's like to be the other guy. Goddamn, please give me for doing my habit of deals, because my organizers. Goddamn, please give me for doing my sons of deals and do them. Goddamn, please give me for doing my sons of deals and do them shits. Goddamn, please give me for doing my sons and do them because my shit's organizers. Goddamn, please give me for doing my shit's organizers. Hey, because my.
Brothers and sisters, you honor us and all who came before you with your sacrifices. While I wish they were unnecessary, my wishes will not ease your suffering, but I pray my sorcery does.
And then... I never give me because I need them. I never give me like it's my fucking ass save because I never give me because I need them. I'm saying a lot of problems in life could be solved just by people thinking about the other guy, you know? Just giving a little bit of thought and care to the other people.
Welcome, Dark Crusader.
And that's not to say, you know, that I don't get it, you know? People make mistakes, but just a little bit of effort would prevent a lot of that.
I had no doubt in my assessment of you, as one worthy of the monumental task which lies before us, Crusader. My name is Dunmire, and I am an exactor of the Dark Crusaders, the holy order of which you are now an honored member. The Church of Orien Radiance has assigned to me the duty of purging Mornstead of its Rogar blight, and ensuring the ancient tyrant Adir knows no liberation from his enduring imprisonment. While the schism between the Church and Judge Cleric is of long standing, she and her hallowed sentinels, now perverted, did at least construct Mornstead's radiant beacons, which have prevented Adir's return for centuries. But now, these stand corrupted and on the verge of collapse. It is to these 5 beacons you must turn your eye. Use the Umbral Lamp to cleanse them of Adir's destructive influence, and deliver salvation to a world on the brink of perdition. Rogar and Hallowed Sentinel alike will offer you no quarter, so
yeah, exactly.
Though Aureus
like, hey, I wouldn't like this if it was done to me.
Yours should not be.
God in heaven, please forgive me for doing my sins of deals and do them. That's what I'm saying, just a little bit of thought.
Rogar and Hallowed, though Aureus... You serve a higher purpose, Crusader.
God never please forgive me for doing them. God never please forgive me for doing them. God never please forgive me for doing them.
To strive in darkness, in light we walk. You serve a higher purpose, Crusader. To strive in darkness, in light we walk.
Huh, that sucks. When did that happen? Recently?
By Aureus' divine will, I live again. It's a miracle. And to think I raised my sword to you, when all along you were a divine instrument sent by him to deliver my death and rebirth and bring clarity. Forgive me, Lampbearer. I'm Pietà of the Hallowed Sentinels. And as Aureus sustains me, so too will I sustain you. Whether by making manifest your potential or through my healing blood, contained within the sanguinarics you carry. Should you find any saintly quintessences, bring them to me, and they can bolster the power of my blood further still.
That
The
sucks.
beacons must be cleansed, the hallowed sentinels restored, and Adir's malignancy eradicated. Through whatever is to come, fellow chosen of Aureus,
like a
we
license.
stand together.
I mean,
in
I would just straight up
service.
tell you, you know?
The beacons must be cleansed, the hallowed sentinels restored, and Adir's malignant fellow chosen. Our holy work continues, Lampbearer. Fellow sanctified vessel.
Like Steph.
Aureus' divine radiance flow through.
I'm pretty sure I mentioned to you how he bailed on me to hang out with a chick after all I do for him, so I like have cut ties with Steph. I may have mentioned that, or I might not have. But yeah, he basically, I was there for him 24/7. And then one time I asked him to be there for me for 5 minutes. To come to the launch of Silent Hill 2. And he fucking bailed on me to hang out with the chick that he'd already hung out with. And told me that, you know, if he had legitimately been busy, but it's like, dude, I asked you for 5 minutes. It's like, I literally have quit streams to comfort him. I fucking stayed up late to comfort him. It's like, I went through all this trouble for you, and he didn't give me 5 minutes, so I said, fuck you, and I, you know. And then I removed him off PSN, but I told him that, you know. I was like, oh, you know, he knew I was upset, and I was not gonna talk to him for, you know.
So the exactors found himself a new instrument, as exactors are wont to do. And given that lamp was intended for me should his paladin fall, and yet now here you are, lamp bearer. Well, it seems I was right to doubt the value of a Dark Crusader's word.
Well, okay, so if he had been legitimately busy, okay. If he had been going to school, he was a bit younger, he's still in high school. I kind of had a mentor role to him. He came into my streams. I didn't know his age. We had talked for a while, and then he joined my streams, and then he told me his age. He's like 15. Like I said, it'd be weird if I was seeking out a 15-year-old to be a friendship with, but it's just like he just came into my stream and started talking, and we became friends, and then after I added him to Discord, he's like, oh, I'm 15. Just explaining, because it might sound weird that I'm talking to a 15-year-old, but it's not like that. So we were friends for like a year and a half, 2 years, and I was constantly, you know, there for him. He had mental issues, he had anxiety, like I have anxiety, you know, and I was constantly there for him every day, talking to him about problems he had, every day doing this, every day doing that. And, you know, I was happy to do it because he's my friend, but then, you know, like one time I wanted him to join a stream, and I almost never asked him to join a stream because he, I thought he was asleep because he's in the Czech Republic, so he's like on the other side of the world, so he's in a different time zone. And then I found out he was awake, so I'm like, if you're awake, you should join the stream of this game, because Silent Hill 2 Remake, this is when it first came out, like the midnight release of it, basically. And he was like, okay, you know, I will. And, you know, I waited hours for him to join the stream, just for 5 minutes, you know, I didn't say just, you know, devote your time to me, just, you know, just stop by, show your support. And, you know, then he messaged me, and he's just like, you know, oh, yeah, no, I didn't join the stream because I was talking to this chick. Yeah, well, I mean, I wasn't trying to fuck him, so. I don't diddle little boys. So, yeah, just some people would hear that and immediately assume the worst. So I was just clarifying. Yeah. And like I said, I wasn't, like, trying to talk to a younger dude. It just happened that way. Like I said, I talked to him for months before I even knew his age. And then by the time I added him, I'm like, well, it'd be shitty for me to kick him out of the Discord now just because he told me he's age when we were talking this whole time. So it just kind of happened that way. So, you know, it was the fact that he was awake, he wasn't busy, he could have joined my stream, and he bailed on me to talk to a chick that he'd already talked to. Like, he had just finished talking to her for hours. Yeah, kinda. Pretty much, that's kinda what it was. I was in, like, a mentor role to him. So, and I was already kind of feeling fed up with him. Because he had consistently kind of been selfish, and I was kind of feeling like that, and I even brought it to his attention, because I'm a very upfront, in-your-face kind of guy. I don't like playing games, I don't like you wondering if I have a problem with you, you're going to know what that problem is. So I give him plenty of chances, and it's just like, that was last straw, and I just said, fuck it. You know, and I removed him off of PSN. But he knew, you know what I'm saying? He knew exactly why I had a fucking problem with him. It wasn't, you know? You know, and if he had been busy, like legitimately busy, and said he couldn't watch, fine. I would understand, you know? If he had told me, oh, I'm sorry, I can't come, if he had told me ahead of time, like, oh, I was gonna call, I gotta call this chick, she wants to call me, I can't come. You know, I waited for hours for him to come, just to show up. And if I had asked him to show up for hours, okay, I get that. Not everybody can devote hours to watch my streams. But just 5 minutes, you know what I mean? Just to show the fucking, like, support for the homies, you know what I mean? And on top of which, like, I did the same thing for him. One time, you know, he also did YouTube and streaming, not as much as me. I went and liked every video he ever made. Every fucking video. Like over 100 videos. I liked them all. So I literally had to scroll to each video, separately click it, like it, scroll, for like 20 straight minutes. Just to show him some fucking support. And it's like you can't show up for 5 fucking minutes. And, you know, I told you I'm a huge fan of Silent Hill. And before Silent Hill 2 came out, the last game was 2012. So I waited 12 years for this game to come out. So this launch of Silent Hill 2 was a big fucking deal for me. Well, the remake of Silent Hill 2, but you get the point I'm trying to make. So it wasn't just a game that I was playing. You know what I mean? Meanwhile, my friend Max, my other friend Max, he's in Australia. He literally, it's 15 hours separate from my time zone. Okay? He fucking showed up. He said he would, and he did. And if he can't show up, he tells me. You know? And with Max is probably like my best friend. My best male friend. Because there's never been a time when I'm like, hey, I need you. And he could be there that he wasn't. There are times when he couldn't be. But when he could be, he was. He knew how important it was to me about Silent Hill, so he fucking showed up. You know, and it wasn't even... It was also the fact that he didn't even apologize, you know? Like, he was like, oh, I'm sorry. Like, he literally like, oh, I didn't show up because I was talking to this chick. Like, he's just nonchalant. Really upset me. And when I tried to talk to him about it and explain to him I was upset, he just kept making excuses. And then I gave him every opportunity. I tried reaching out to him and trying to patch things up because I do care about him. You know? And he still was making excuses. He couldn't even say sorry. Just like a sorry would go a long fucking way. Just some admission of, yeah, I fucked up. And he's like, well, you know, I try to make time for everybody, and sometimes I can't. Sometimes I can't make time for everybody. I'm like, okay. Bro, like, I don't believe you. I've been asking for 5 minutes. You were up. You weren't in school. You were on your phone. Like, you're saying you can't make time for everybody. It does not apply in that situation. You could have made 5 fucking minutes. You know what I'm saying? You could have. You literally fucking could have. Yeah, exactly. Like, if you're trying to tell me you can't make 5 minutes when you're not in school, you're not busy, and you're on your phone to join a stream and just say hi, I don't believe you. You know what I mean? So, it is what it is. And then, like, he couldn't even own up to it. Like, weeks later, he still was just making fucking excuses. Just like, own it, dude. It was a shitty thing to do. You let me down. And if he had just owned up to it and apologized, I would have moved on from it and forgave him. But it's like he won't even own up to it. So it's like he did something shitty and he can't even fucking own it. And then, he joined my fucking stream a few days ago. You weren't there. It is when you were asleep. But he joined my stream and he started talking about it and, like, he just said, oh, hey, how's it going? Like, nothing had happened. And then I didn't respond at first because I didn't know what to say and because I don't like bringing personal drama into streams. You know, I'll talk about basic stuff in my life, but I don't talk about personal stuff, especially not current affairs. Like, sometimes I'll talk about stuff that happened a while ago, you know? Because that's old history. But current affairs, I don't like people getting involved in or talking about what's currently going on in my life. I believe in keeping separation in the streaming. So, you know, and then he's like, oh, you're mad at me? He's like, you're so mad you can't even say hi? And I told him honestly, I'm like, yeah, kinda. Like, I didn't lie. I'm like, yeah, I kinda am mad at you. And you know, and I'm like, you had weeks, and I even told him, I'm like, you had weeks to apologize. And like, and then you come in my stream, and you're saying shit like that, like, you know I hate shit like that. So, yeah.
I'm Stoneman, captain of the Fidelis, a group of good men and women who've made a stand against the madness which has possessed the rest of the hallowed Sentinels. We made a vow to restore our order to its former glory, whatever the cost to ourselves. And by Judge Cleric's grace, we'll honor that vow. That heretical umbral lamp and the Dark Crusaders are necessary evils in these dire times, as are you, it would seem. Perhaps our aims will align further, or perhaps not. That as are you.
In Radiance, judgment.
Get a better set of armor.
Our Immaculate Lady will bring redemption.
Look at you, a Dark Crusader, a lamp bearer, and a revenant to boot. Aren't you the multifaceted one? Well, we Fidelis aren't as fortunate. We tend to stay dead when we die. And Aureus knows enough of us have done just that. Anyway, like Nathaniel says, you keep looking back, you don't see the blade coming at your front. We set ourselves a task and we have to finish it. Best watch your step out there. Mornstead is a land awash in blood, both deserved and undeserved alike. Best watch your step out. Mornstead is
That lamp you've got there is heresy, stranger. But then, seems it's getting harder to tell what is and what ain't nowadays. Ah, strange times. But in the end, there's right and there's wrong. And that never changes. And I hope for both our sakes you know the difference.
Yeah, I mean, you've gone through it. You know?
Heed the captain. He's never steered me wrong. much as he might think otherwise. But if in doubt, much as he might think otherwise.
You gotten better, you know? You've taken all the stuff you learned from playing it before. Just means, you know, you're improving. Let me see. What the fuck? Oh. Oh, okay. Well, you know, just happens. Cult of the Lamb, if I'm not mistaken, has a lot of randomized elements, so...
The lamp must be born until the favored child makes themselves known. Only then can the remaining carrion of creation finally return to the void.
The
lamp only then. Chosen bearer of the lamp. Like you, I serve. Until her embrace.
Well, that's cool. Part of me wants to try that out, but then I have to download the game, and the game is fucking huge. Like, if I'm not mistaken, it's over 100 gigs. Yeah, they have. I will say that they do seem pretty on point about adding new content on a regular basis from what I've seen. Which is always good.
That's it, isn't it? Oh, the Lamp of Immortality. And the genuine article. Not a useless, empty vessel like the one I saw that witless fool bumbling around with. I've learned a little since coming to Mornstead about that lamp and the awful mission to which it's attached. I hope you recognize that frightful burden for what it is. In truth, what's been done to you is downright cruel. Of course, some people are born into roles of tremendous responsibility. My name is Andreas of Ebb, esteemed scion of nobility, but far more than that, descendant of the great ruler Antanas himself, as proven by my family's book of lineage, for one. That's right. Through my veins flows the blood of the legendary hero who defied Adir and the Rogar and saved the whole world, only to be betrayed and murdered by a common criminal.
So you'll understand a man of my pedigree cannot simply stand idle while an unfortunate victim such as yourself remains shackled to such a grim fate. Give me the lamp, and let me shoulder your burden, friend. What say you? No? It saddens me to see you bring such agony down upon your own head. I hope you see sense and reconsider. My offer stands as long as necessary. After all, what man of breeding would turn away from one so clearly in need?
Careful! If you're headed for Pilgrim's Perch, friend, the hallowed sentinels don't welcome everyone. Not even a faithful pilgrim who's crossed countless miles of land and sea to join them. All I wanted was to serve the divine judge cleric, but they deemed me unworthy and chased me off. What's a poor, rejected disciple to do now, I ask you? I gave away most of what little I owned before I left Perdam. But if you've got some traveling of your own to do, then here, take this. I know it doesn't look like much, but it's been a dependable companion to me. It's a harsh wind that blows in Mornstead, but a tree that doesn't bend breaks, I suppose. It's a harsh, but a tree that...
I keep waiting for a proper Fallout game, like a Fallout 5, even though I know it's gonna be fucking ages. Because, okay, so, the Elder Scrolls 6 has been confirmed to not come out until, like, 2027 at the earliest, okay? And it's more like 2028, alright? And the same team that does Fallout, the main Fallout games, is also the team that does Elder Scrolls, Bethesda. So, they won't even get started on full production of Fallout 5, or whatever it's called, until after Elder Scrolls 6 comes out. That's been confirmed to be their next game. So we're like looking at like 2030, 2031, 2032. So it's already almost been 10 years since Fallout 4 came out. Which I really like Fallout 4. A lot of people shit on Fallout 4. I really enjoy Fallout 4. Well, see, Fallout 76 is a different team. Like, Bethesda is a very large company. When I speak of Bethesda in that sense, I'm talking about the main team. Bethesda, the Elder Scrolls team. They did, you know, Elder Scrolls games, Fallout 3, Fallout 4. The team that does 76 is a different team. So, like, 76 is independent. I'm talking about the next single-player Fallout, you know what I mean? Because 76 is really a spinoff. I especially love the world of Fallout 4. That to me was the highlight of the game.
Soars to see. Hold your tongue, pilgrim, and on your feet.
Because
you are on sacred.
Hold on.
And we are yet to see whether you are deserving of that honor.
I assure you, I have dedicated my life to the teachings of Judge Cleric. My faith in her and her divine works is boundless.
Pray it is. For our immaculate lady's light will lay bare the truth. And in radiance, there is judgment.
I really love the world of Fallout 4. Previous Fallout games, I liked the world, but they lacked color. They were very drab. Fallout 3 was just all green. New Vegas was all yellow. And Fallout 4, they managed to make the world incredibly colorful without making it not apocalyptic. It's still serious, it's not silly. And they did that by using the aesthetics of the 50s. So they managed to make it colorful in a way that kept the tone of the game while also playing into the aesthetic the series had gone for. It was brilliant. And, you know, Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas, the dungeons in that game were so often copy-pasted. Just, oh, another office building. Yay! But in Fallout 4, they got really creative with the dungeons. Like, the first dungeon you enter in Fallout 4 is the Commonwealth Building of History. You know? It's super fucking cool. I'll be right back. I have to pee real quick. But yeah, I really love the world. And in a game like Fallout, one of the main things I like about Fallout is the world. That's a game about, you know, exploring a world. So the world being great in Fallout 4 really makes me love it. I also got really into the settlement building.
The cleric's welcome comes behind the edge of a sentinel's blade, more often than not in this place. Makes me curious how you're still breathing.
I love this chick.
I suppose dangling the promise of salvation from one hand and the threat of death from the other keeps a pilgrim Obedient. No.
God never be Jimmy, doing them.
You're not just another deluded lamb.
God never be Jimmy, doing
You know, not long ago, I saw a dark crusader carrying that same lamb. Now it's in your hands. Again, curious. I know they'd see you rejuvenate those obscene monuments preventing Adir's return. Don't. That's a threat. But also advice. Adir rewards the faithful.
Yeah.
There's salvation here if you want it. But you won't find
Good to see you,
in the
Philippe.
light of the sun or that lamp.
I'm honestly up at night a lot. I just like nighttime better. Less people to bother me. You know, just going. Just on that grind, trying to make the YouTube partner. Yeah, fuck that guy. Damn it. Hold on 1 second, sorry. I'm trying to get my drink. One second. I'll be right back. All the way up. Nothing can stop me. Bow, wow.
Diviner dear, witness this offering I make to you.
Fuck, that's why I opened that door good.
While the beacon should remain your most pressing task, I would have you perform another for me concurrently. Seek out and return to me the items which stand as proof of the Hallowed Sentinel's heretical deviations and practices. For only in the study of such can we hope to turn them towards the true light of Aureus. This land is overflowing with sin, so I expect this undertaking to offer you little difficulty. Also, say nothing of this to Pietà or the Fidelis captain. They are already conflicted. Troubling them further only endangers them and our mission. You serve a higher purpose to strive. This land is over to offer you little. Also, say they are already conflicted.
Fuck. They're really tough optional enemies. Damn it, I will kill you, you fuckers. I will do it. That's one of those fuckers. That's both of them. Fuck you.
Before the good of the royal line and the welfare of Mondstadt, but they don't see in her all of the things that I do. This kingdom is my home. I will do everything I can to protect it, as I always have. As you did, Mama. But I refuse to accept that requires forsaking the woman I love. Sufficia only makes me a better man. Better king. And Mondstadt will be all the stronger with her at my side.
Hello again, deathless one. I'm glad you were able to free yourself from behind those bars. Perhaps it was the Golden Gallant who put you there. I couldn't see him by firelight. I wonder where he went. Witness the woe of living rock made flesh by the arrogance of gods. When I carry only thunder in my heart, I worry lightning will strike me twice. Will you bring news of this fallen one's kin? Witness the when I will you bring news? Witness will you bring news? Ah, my invitation reached you. A kindness, perhaps, for both of us.
You still there, Mary? Well, no, I mean, if you're busy, you don't have to be here. Oh, 1 second, I gotta go pee again. I've been trying to keep hydrated. It means I gotta pee a lot. No. I don't want you to leave. I just don't want to be selfish. I don't want to be selfish. Obviously, I want you here. I just don't want you to be here if you're busy or if you're distracted or something like that. No. I didn't mean to say it anyway. I don't want you to leave.
Another lamp bearer. Aye, so it goes. Should you end up one of the few to earn a vestige, I'll tend to it, as I do, for whatever it's worth, and until I'm in the ground myself. The hallowed sentinels and Rogar will both show you horror enough, but nothing like what that lamp brings into view. And remember, mind yourself, lamp bearer. Whether you took up that light willingly or not, you're on a treacherous path. And forever's never as long as you think. Mind you're on it.
Yeah.
Breeze blowing softly across the sand.
sentinels. Damn sentinels. Damn sentinel. Insult to Gerlinda's skills. Waste of her time. So, you're not another of these fools. Good. That key. Hand it over. No one gets the better of Gerlinda for long. Finally, make a slave of Gerlinda. Ha!
You made a slave of me.
You don't count. Doing an old grower a kindness. Aren't you a credit to your species?
But yeah, that chick, that weird chick is one of my favorite characters in this game. Her name is Damarose. And I love her performance and her delivery. Especially I care. She says heretics. I know what she says. She's like, fucking heretics!
So, you're starting to see through their lies. Church, crusaders, sentinels, corrupt hypocrites, butchers and madmen, the lot of them. Adir, the one true God, stands on the verge of finally returning and restoring order to this broken world. And what do? Defy him. Fucking heretics! Name's Damarose. And I'm wondering if Adir might have a purpose for you. It takes strength to survive in this world, and Mornstead's no different. Adir's got no time for the weak, and neither should you. Cut them down, and take what they've got for yourself.
Apologies for the dour mood you found me in when last we met, but I've perked up since then. Found myself a new purpose, at least something to keep me occupied while in Mornstead. I'm going to be a traveling merchant. Please, peruse my wares. Hopefully you'll see something of interest. Some might use the word scavenger, true, but that sounds somewhat judgmental, don't you think? I'm just putting to use that which has been discarded. You could even say that there's a sort of nobility in it. Well, perhaps just a little. Hello again, friend. May your path... Some might use the... But I'm just... You could even... Well...
Come tallest, my child. Yes. Hands in my embrace. Oh, may your flesh sustain my divinity. Bless you. Bless you.
There's a lot of fucked up backstory to this game, which I enjoy. That guy, Aureus is like their god, basically. It's their version of like the Judeo-Christian god. And this guy said he was Aureus Reborn, so basically like Jesus, and they didn't believe him, and they threw him down in that pit, and he was able to survive because that's where they threw heretics, so he killed them and ate them, became that fucking massive shit. The congregator of flesh.
Onwards you march, eh? I hope it's not for any kind of glory, because you won't find a sniff of that in Mornstead. And certainly I hope it's not in the name of the hallowed sentinels, because take my word for it, they're no better than the Rogar. I've got many a scar to prove it. Whether you've embraced Umbral or struggle against it is none of my concern. Power is a sweet temptation, and the lamp will grant you that, sure enough. But don't confuse that with loyalty. Still, I'll not deny, I owe Umbral for giving me what it did. So the vestiges will be minded as long as I'm able. Name's Byron, by the way. I'll be around. Always am.
What do you think about this game, Mary? Mary had a colt of lamb, colt of lamb, colt of lamb. Mary had a colt of lamb, doo-da, doo-da. You see what I did there? The colt of Mary! Mary has herself a little lamb and he is fucking pissed. Have you ever played any of the Tomb Raider games, Mary? Which ones have you played? Yeah, I'm a big fan of Tomb Raider. And Lara Croft. I pretty much played every major Tomb Raider game. There's some like minor spin-offs I haven't played, but I own every major Tomb Raider game in it. I'm actually really excited because it's seemingly a pretty good time to be into Tomb Raider. To see, they did the modern Tomb Raider trilogy, which I'm sure you know of. That's the one that most people know of. Tomb Raider 2013, Rise of the Tomb Raider, Shadow of the Tomb Raider. But despite being great games and getting great reviews, the games, according to Square Enix, didn't live up to their sales projections. Which, in all fairness, I think that's just kind of Square Enix's bullshit. Square Enix has a problem of setting unrealistic expectations. Like, Tomb Raider 2013 had the best first month of any Tomb Raider game ever. And I still think to this day it has the best first month of any Tomb Raider game ever. And it sold the most of any Tomb Raider game ever, which is a lot, mind you. And yet, they said it was a financial disappointment. So it's like, it was the best-selling game, and the fastest-selling game in a series of best-selling games. I don't understand how that's a disappointment. So when they say it's a disappointment, that's their fucking metric. But regardless, they were like, after Shadow of the Tomb Raider, they were pretty much put the series on hiatus for the foreseeable future, and it really bummed me out, because Shadow of the Tomb Raider ends, as a cute cat picture you sent me. Shadow of the Tomb Raider ends on a cliffhanger that was meant to lead into more games. But then, Amazon purchased Crystal Dynamics, and they're now making another Tomb Raider game, a main big budget Tomb Raider game. Who knows when that's coming, but it's been in development for a few years. So I'd probably say it'd probably come next year or so. Who knows, but at least that we know a Tomb Raider game is coming. Whereas with Shadow of the Tomb Raider, they're just like, yeah, we're series going hiatus, you know what I mean? You just don't know. At least we know something's being worked on. And then, Aspyr, however you want to say it, they do a lot of remasters of older games and lesser appreciated games, which is great because hardly anyone remastered them. They remastered the first 3 Tomb Raiders. You know, the PS1 games. They added way better lighting, way better character models, way better textures, way better effects. And you could toggle between the two at will. And it was really good. And, you know, one of the things that people don't like about the original Tomb Raider games, and I admit even I struggled with, is the Tomb Raider games have tank controls. Which I'm sure you know what, do you know what I mean when I say tank controls? Like, you know, classic Resident Evil where up is always forward, and you're like, your character turns on a pivot. So that combined with the fact that they were platformers makes them really hard to get into. So a lot of people don't play the Tomb Raider games simply because they're really outdated control schemes. And I can't even really defend the control schemes because, believe it or not, when they did Resident Evil, the original Resident Evil, they actually had a reason for doing that type of control scheme. They did pre-rendered art, because pre-rendered art back in PS1 let them do far more detailed worlds than they could handle on PS1. You know, PS1 was just barely capable of 3D, so it was really limited in the shapes that they could make. So, the thing about pre-rendered art, or, you know, pre-rendered backgrounds, I guess you could say, is you can have stuff that's far, far more detailed, but it's a piece of art. It's a 2D backdrop. So you can't move the camera at all. Or you'll literally see that it's flat in 2D. So that's why all the games that use pre-rendered art have fixed camera angles that switch, but they don't move, they're not dynamic, they swap, because they're loading in art assets, and that was one of the ways how they had more detailed environments for like Resident Evil. And when the first Resident Evil game, and the PS1 Resident Evils, as you move through a room, the camera would snap several times between different angles, different scenes. And every time it would switch, it would change the directions on the stick. And they found that people could find that to be confusing, you know, because up will now be left because the camera angle shifted. So them making up always forward was actually a way to counteract that, because it doesn't matter where you are, the directions will always correspond to the same thing. So a lot of people will give the old Resident Evil games shit for having tank controls, but they had it that way for a reason. It works with the type of game that it was built for. Like, they didn't just do it. But in Tomb Raider, the very first Tomb Raider game, Mary, was 3D polygonal and had a rotatable camera. So it didn't really have a reason to have tank controls, and it didn't really need it. So even I struggled getting into them. And besides just giving you a massive graphical overhaul, much better textures, much better lighting, 60 FPS, whereas the original PS1 game ran at a terrible frame rate. Most PS1 games did. It was the first console generation capable of doing 3D, so most of them could just barely do 3D, so they ran like shit. To 60 FPS, or even 120 if you can support it, but 60 FPS easily. They also added modern controls that completely made the game control like a standard third-person game with rotatable camera on the right stick and non-tank controls. And the difference that it makes is fucking fantastic. And I know there's a lot of people that I know of that never played Tomb Raider, the classic Tomb Raider games, because they couldn't get past that control scheme, and now they do. So it was just a fantastic collection, and it was $30 for 3 games and all their DLC, because they did like DLCs for the original Tomb Raider games, like expansions for PC that never came to console. So, you know, it was a huge overhaul. It made it approachable to a modern audience that normally wouldn't play those games. And it was $30 for 3 games, 3 full games with DLC. It was a great package. So I really enjoyed that. I probably wind up playing it again sometime. They just announced not too long ago that they're doing Tomb Raider 4 through 6. And I'm really excited for that, because that's all the classic games. Because, going on a little bit of tangent. But Tomb Raider has 3 distinct eras. And 4 now. Tomb Raider has 4 distinct eras. The original era, which is Core Dynamics, the first 6, 1 to Angel of Darkness. The Legends era, which is Tomb Raider Legend, Tomb Raider Anniversary, and Tomb Raider Underworld. That was done by, Crystal Dynamics. And then the Survivor era, which is Tomb Raider 2013, Rise of the Tomb Raider, Shadow of the Tomb Raider. And then the 4th era being whatever the fuck Amazon's doing now, because it's going to be a new, another change for the series. But there's no name for it yet, because the game hasn't even been shown off. We know they're working on it. We know they've been working on it for several years, so it's pretty far along in development, but they haven't shown off the actual game. So, you know what I mean? We don't know what era it belongs to, or even what the fucking name of it is right now. So, I'm excited because they're bringing 4, 5, and 6 to modern consoles and giving it the same treatment as 1, 2, and 3 in February, and it's $30 again, so you're getting 3 games. And also because they're actually overhauling one of the games, and once again, allow me to go on a bit of a tangent. Okay, so Angel of Darkness was kind of the end of Tomb Raider's first era, okay? And it's kind of sad, okay? Angel of Darkness was the first Tomb Raider game that was on PS2. So the next generation at the time. And Angel of Darkness tried to do a lot of cool stuff. It tried to be a reinvention of Laura, and it had a lot of great ideas. You know, Laura could have multiple solutions to the story. Like, you could take different routes and go to different parts of the level. It wasn't, you know, just strictly linear. Laura would have skills that increased as she progressed. So she could run faster as the game went on, have a better grip. So, like, she would literally become physically more capable as the game went on. There was stealth for the first time in actual stealth segments. There was open levels, like in the beginning of the game, you're in Paris, and there's actual side quests and shit you could do. And, you know, they didn't have open town hubs in a Tomb Raider game, and they added melee combat, which wasn't really in Tomb Raider games. And the whole vibe of the game is different, because in this game, Laura is falsely framed for murder. So she goes on the run. She's a fugitive. So she loses access to her money, and she's kind of like underground, so like the whole thing has like a dark underground vibe that you're not used to seeing in, you know, many Tomb Raider games. It had a lot going for it, but unfortunately, as is the case with the mini games that are promising, the publishers, I'm sorry, didn't want to wait for the game to be finished, so they pushed it out the door before it was ready, and it got horrible reviews and sold poorly because it was blatantly unfinished. And then, because they had spent so long rebooting Tomb Raider, they wound up canceling the old incarnation of the series and giving it to Crystal Dynamics, which changed the whole course of Tomb Raider. So, Angel of Darkness has always been kind of controversial because it's got a lot of cool stuff in it. It's got a lot of cool ideas, got a lot of unique stuff. It's one of a kind in the series, but it's also really unfinished in places and really rough in places. But, you know, the fan gaming community doing what they do and being awesome did like made fixes for much of the problems with the game. They dramatically improved it. It was called the Angel of Darkness Restoration Project. And what's really cool is Angel of Darkness will be included in the new Tomb Raider collection. Because it's 4 through 6 and 6. And not only will they be giving it a graphical overhaul, obviously, because it's a fucking PS2 game, but they will actually be working with the community to incorporate that restoration mod that dramatically improves the game and fixes most of the problems. So it won't just be a huge graphical overhaul. I mean, that would be nice, but it won't just be a graphical overhaul. It would actually fix many of the issues the game had. And it's really great because it was a super ambitious game with a lot of cool stuff going for it. It was super unique even in that series, and it just got fucked because, well, the publisher didn't want to wait for the game to be released when it was ready, so they rushed it out of the door. Like, I'm going to say like 6 months is what they said. The developers, the teammates have talked about it. 6 months before it was ready, so it was just lacking a really big coat of polish that it could have gotten if they'd fucking waited. And that's why it's really better to just wait. And now, with this new project is fixing a lot of those issues. So it's almost like giving the game a second lease on life. Like the version of the game that it would have been if they hadn't fucked it. The publisher. You know, as well as people who actually liked it can play a much better version. And it's really cool because most major studios don't work with fans. In fact, you see a lot of major studios shitting on the fans. They'll make like a fan mod, and then Nintendo, being fucking assholes, will shut it down. So the fact that they're taking the fans' work and putting it in the game with the fans' permission and paying them for it is fucking awesome. Almost no developer ever works with the fans like that. Like, they're literally giving them credit and paying them for their work to incorporate it into the game. It's super awesome. So it means that the entire first run of Tomb Raider will be playable in modern series, because with this, 1 through 6 will be playable on all modern systems. It means that the community will get some love, and it means that one of the games that was super ambitious but rough hopefully will be in a much better state and actually be what it should have been from the beginning. And once again, it's only $30. So that's super cool. You're paying $30 for 3 total overhauls of 3 games. So, and that means, like, you know, pretty much each game is $10, and it means you can get the whole set for $60, which is totally fair. Because, like I said, they're a massive visual overhaul. You know, and you can toggle between the old graphics and the new graphics instantly, which I really like, because you can literally just hit start, and so you can compare. Me, I love comparing versions of games, so that shit really speaks to me.
How about some help? The sorcerer I was traveling with said the trinket I wore was actually some kind of ancient magical accessory. Said it would toughen my skin against harm if I let him reinvigorate it with his sorcery. As you can see, he did that sure enough. Stupid bastard. But he was a stupid bastard with coin, and a mercenary's got to make a living. Wilmark wanted protection for a journey to Mondstadt. He thought there was powerful magic here for the finding. But the coward ran off when some creatures appeared soon after I started petrifying. They couldn't take my head, but hopefully they hunted him down and made a latrine out of peace. So, looks like my blade's for hire again, when I can swing it. Get this damn thing off me, and I'll be in your debt. And who doesn't appreciate having a favor in the pocket? Get this, and who doesn't appreciate? Oh, that is so much better. Life is to be lived, not spent stuck in a reeking swamp, being crawled over by insects. Since you seem to know your way around sorcery, here, this thing's better off in your hands. And good riddance to it. I only had it because I won it in a game of dice. If I'd known what it really was, I'd have left it on the table. Never trust magic. My father taught me that. Well, you helped me out of a fix, so I owe you. But let me work some blood back into my limbs first. I feel like I've been sleeping on a stone floor for a month. Meet me at the bridge. Wilmark and I passed by there, and it seemed as safe a place as any you're likely to find in this dump of a kingdom. Then we'll talk. I don't know exactly what that lamp does, but I'd bear in mind what I said about magic if I were you.
Hey, bigger version, different Bruno. Here we go, this is the way I'm supposed to go, I'm pretty sure. Yep.
I've given you more umbral guidance from now on. I've given you from now on.
Oh, come on.
I've given you from now on.
You know what? You know what pisses me off? I talked to you before, right, Mary, about how I hate the double standard when it comes to molestation and sexual assault with men. As a survivor of being molested by a female who's much older than me, and something that really pisses me off, that gets my goat, right, is so a show that my parents like, that I like, is Young Sheldon. It's a good show. I don't even really care for the Big Bang Theory that much, but I like Young Sheldon. Now, have you ever seen Young Sheldon? But, okay, in that show, his brother, Georgie, gets with a chick who's 28 when he is 17. They have a baby. He gets married to her, you know. And the show completely portrays that as a good thing. Okay? Okay, now like I said, just imagine, right, if they did a show about a 20-year-old guy fucking a 17-year-old girl, how that would go down publicly. Like, do you think people would like it? Like, oh, it's such a good relationship. I guarantee you, if they had a show showing a 28-year-old chick fuck a 17, I'm sorry, if they had a show showing a 28-year-old man fucking a 17-year-old girl, I guarantee you there would be a massive controversy over that show. Especially if they portrayed it in a positive light, like it was a good thing. And you know, I can even get behind, them eventually getting together, because he's 18, or whatever. After that, I don't give a fuck. But they never even, pull attention to the fact, oh yeah, I had sex with you when you were a fucking minor. You know what I'm saying? Do you see the hypocrisy there? Fuck. I gotta charge my controller. And why that pisses me off? And this is a modern fucking show. You know? That it just ended. And now they have a whole show about Georgia Mandy. Okay, and that's fine. But I'm saying that all this time, all this Me Too bullshit, and yet people regard male sexual assault, male molestation, the same as we did 20 fucking years ago. Nothing has changed on that front. If Georgie had been the fucking 28-year-old working a 17-year-old girl, he most likely would be in prison. And then it would be an entirely different kind of spinoff. And I mean, ultimately, I'm not saying you shouldn't watch the show or anything like that, or your kid shouldn't. I'm just pointing out the double standard. Obviously, both of the actors were 18 in real life. You know what I mean? So it's not like they're really committing a crime. I'm just saying, like, they could not get away with having a show about a 28-year-old having a relationship, a 28-year-old man having a relationship with a 17-year-old female. That would be an outlash, a backlash to that show would be canceled so fucking quick. Hell, there's this show, I can't even remember the name of it, Mary, but I'll try to remember it, okay? It was on NBC, so the same channel, because, you know, Peacock's NBC, and those are the ones who did Big Bang Theory, Young Sheldon, George and Mandy, His First Marriage. It was about a teacher, a female teacher, fucking her student. And they try to portray I've seen clips of the show. I'm not going to watch the full show because it's disgusting. But they try to portray it as, oh, she just made a mistake, and oh, she just got wrapped up in him, and she's not fully to blame, and like, the show tries to portray her as somebody who just makes an innocent mistake, and she's just in love, and it's okay, and they could get together when, you know, he's an adult, and all that shit, and it's fucking disgusting. Besides the age gap, she's his fucking teacher. You should not, under any fucking circumstances, fuck your student. Maybe in college, you could get away with some shit like that. But in fucking high school, are you fucking kidding me? And like, they try to make excuses for her and say, oh, she just fell in love, or oh, she had problems in her marriage, which that doesn't actually make her more excusable. That makes her worse, because she was not only fucking a minor, she was cheating on her husband with a minor. And it's just like I said, can you imagine a show, a modern show today, showing a predatory teacher fucking underage girls, students, and that being portrayed in a positive light or sympathetic? No. If they did a show like that, they would portray the guy as a fucking monster. And I mean, he would be a monster. My point is, she is also a monster. If you fuck your students, you are a piece of shit. Like, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And then, you know, and it's even more than that. It's even down to stuff that you might not even realize, like the language that they use. If you pay attention, it's become a recurring trend when a guy molests a girl, or a teacher molests a student, or rapes them, or whatever. In the newspaper articles, it will say, teacher molested student, teacher raped student. But then it's become like, it's almost become a meme, because people have noticed it and started pointing it out. Whenever they talk about a female teacher molesting her students, or, you know, raping them, they'll say she had sex with her students. Like, they won't use the word molest or rape. They won't call her a child molester or a sexual predator. Like, they don't even want to use that word when it's a woman. And absolutely, if you were fucking your underage students, that is 1,000,000 fucking % what you are. A child molester, a sexual predator. And, you know, just to give you a little bit of my perspective, Mary. I was molested in 2013 when I was 16. Going on 17, it was like February of 20 fucking 16. Or 2013, fuck, sorry.
In death, may you continue to shine as the radiant paragon you are in life. And may your dedication to our cause be remembered evermore.
So I was molested by this chick. She found me through my aunt. She sought me out. I didn't find her. She groomed me. She abused me. She called me a piece of shit. She pressured me into having sex with her. She was awful. And it really fucked me up. You know, and she was able to take pictures of me. She bragged to her friends about fucking me. Nobody, you know, and nothing ever was done to her. So it created this, like, deep resentment in me because I knew that if she had been a man and I was a woman, that she would be arrested. That she couldn't just brazenly flaunt fucking me to her friends and all that. And, you know, so this was like 2013. Then 2017 comes along, 4 years later, and Me Too happens. And all of a sudden it's like, oh yeah, believe victims. But still, I have guys telling me I was lucky that a 23-year-old woman molested me. I have feminists telling me, oh, it's not the same. So it's like, we're in a time and period where people are trying to say, believe all victims. Try and stand up for victims of sexual assault. Well, mine is fucking diminished. And even now it's been over 10 years since that happened to me. And still nothing has changed. They have fucking women molesting multiple students and they're having sex with them. They have guys being told they're lucky that their teacher fucking took advantage of them and used them. Like, so frustrating to me.
I intended to see if the ones who inhabit this swamp might be potential customers, but they seem quite focused on heads, including the removal of them. So, I thought it best to keep my distance, in case they took a liking to mine. Not that many ever have with this face, huh? It's an odd light that burns in your lamp, friend. Of course, in the darkest moments, the only light you ever really need is the light of Aureus. He watches over his followers. He just does so in curious ways sometimes, that's all. Hello again, friend. May your path be blessed.
Even the Amber Heard and Johnny Depp stuff, like, she ruined his life. She fucked him up so badly. She did all these terrible things to him, and still, after all that fucking time, there's still people that believe her.
Several of our sacred texts tell of Saint Latimer, a noble knight, and most devout follower of Our Lady. Canonized after he sacrificed himself to help show the hallowed sentinels what was necessary for the greater good. Many have given their lives to sustain the beacons, but Latimer was the first, and remains one of our most venerated figures. Our holy work continues, Lamp-bearer. Fellow sanctified vessel, may Aureus' divine radiance flow through me and into you.
So I was just saying, you know, I was trying to explain why, you know, like, when it offended me so much when that chick said that I was misogynist, because I don't hate women. I am trying to speak out against a severe double standard and injustice that I've experienced personally. You know what I mean? And I explain all this to help you understand my thoughts on the matter and why it's such an important topic to me, and why it's something I speak about with such passion and sometimes vitriol.
While even the handling of such items is objectionable, all facets of this heterodoxy must be exposed. While even all facets of... You serve a higher purpose, Crusader. To strive in darkness, in light we walk.
So I hope you understand.
There's a point at which pride and purpose become self-destruction and delusion, friend. But if you insist on continuing to punish yourself, then I suggest you venture into the woods. Unnaturally frozen and home to terrors they may be, but they also contain one of the beacons to which you've dedicated yourself. And who knows what other treasures might be found there beneath the snow and ice. Mornstead may be little but a blood-soaked ruin at this point. The truth is that the rest of the world isn't far behind on the same path, even without the help of those grotesque Rogar. Our world is more conflicted than ever, with men of all stations, nations, and creeds at odds. They need someone to unite
you still there, Mary?
them before they all tear each other apart like dogs. You look tired, friend. Haven't you already suffered enough? You look tired.
That heretical as are you.
I'll talk to her in a sec.
A key to shadowed halls of the past. Their delights now yours to indulge in, bearer of the lamp.
Fucking anxiety. Excuse me.
Ah, you again. Gerlinda found herself a place to do a little business. She hasn't seen any other Groark since arriving in this shithole kingdom. But Groark or human, sturdy armor and lethal weapons are a universal language. Speaking of business, Gerlinde has something you might be able to help with. She's looking for some items this whining bag of bones left in Mornstead a long time ago.
Galinda is undeserving of what she seeks, traveler. And self-centered besides. You would do well not to aid her in...
You know full well the agony Gerlinda can inflict on you as long as you wear those manacles, Sparky.
My name is not...
Silence! Annoying as he is, Sparky does possess certain very rare knowledge, which he refuses to share. But he carved this knowledge in crystal, and now Gerlinda wants those crystal tablets to help in her runesmithing. So, if you find any in your travels, bring them to Gerlinda, and she'll do right by you.
As I would not to Gerlinda, I will not reveal the locations of the tablets to you, traveler, even upon pain of death.
Ah, you again.
As I would not, I will, even upon pain.
Now I can use my favorite weapon. Fucking lightsaber! Fitzroy's Gourd. This is when this game really starts to pick up and get better. I mean, it's good up until now, but here's where it starts to get great. Fuck. That guy's a tough boss. Oh well, I'm gonna get him. Just wait. Fuck! Alright. Alright, motherfucker. Oh, let's do it. Oh, let's do it. Just focus on my shit's fucking net, got the different skills. Focus on my shit's fucking net, focus on my shit's fucking skills, man. Focus on my shit's fucking net. Focus on my shit's fucking net, focus on my shit's fucking skills. Focus on my shit's fucking net, focus on my shit's fucking net. Because of that, holy fucking shit. Oh, I was so close. Too close, honestly. First up, look at my shit fucking necessary. Because I'm shit fucking necessary. Because I'm shit. Oh, look at my shit fucking necessary. Because I'm shit fucking nails and it's got like a fucking oh, look at my, oh my god, I don't know, hey, look at my shit fucking necessary. Doing my own deals. God, never to give me for doing my sons of deals and do them. God, never to give me for doing my deals and do bomba. Oh, the Neptune to my bones. How did you get so cold to me? have something stuck in my head for some reason.
Gods. That's all you people talk about. Aureus this and Adir that. You have no vision, no ambition. Just so desperate to be ruled. Well, despite what so many think, we have never needed gods to guide humanity. Only the right man for the task.
Who are you?
The future you won't live to see.
Thank you for watching. I really appreciate you. And if you could like, comment, and subscribe, that'd be amazing, because it costs you nothing and it makes my day. God, I hate this fucking thing so much.
How do? Name's Justin. Hey, look at that. You're a lampy like me. Not gonna hurt us now we got these, eh? Wait till Melchior sees me next. I'll chop my own head off and come back and he won't believe his eyes. Melchior, he's my brother. He's a famous knight. He's fought dragons, and giants, and evil wizards and all sorts. Those spiky baddies only got the drop on us because they cheated. I fell down and got knocked on the head, and when I woke up, Melchior were gone. And he'd never leave me. They took him. But not to worry. I'll get him back and be a hero just like him. I best be off soon. So long, Lampy.
I'm right there, no big deal. Oh, enough to steal my bowl. How did you get so cold to me? Are you tired, Mary? Mary, where hast thou gone? Why hast thou forsaken me? I'm at a payphone trying to call Oh, more of my change I spent on you. When it's time, I'm gonna be so weird the chance we made for two. And every ever after don't exist. I will still be holding you like this. All of it left on love it. I'm at a payphone. All my change I've made on you. And I'm gonna be so forever that we made for two. I'm gonna take a short break. I'll be back. Thank you for watching.